Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inauguration of the 7th President of Rowan University, Dr. Ali A. Hushman.
Today's invocation will be presented by the Most Reverend Dennis Joseph Sullivan, Bishop of the Diocese of Camden.
Let us pray. On this occasion of the inauguration of Dr. Ali Hushman as the 7th President of Rowan University, we pray to you, our Creator, source of wisdom and life, to grant to Dr. Hushman the vision and courage to continue to grow and nurture this academic institution, that what has been accomplished at Rowan during Dr. Hushman's service as Provost, Senior Vice President, CEO, and Interim President may further grow and develop as he accepts this office of President of the University. May his leadership inspire this community of scholars to be faithful to Rowan's motto, Eruditio spes mundi, learning is the hope of the world. May the students of Rowan, through their education and learning, seek wisdom, knowledge, and excellence in human formation in order to take their places in the world as hope-filled women and men. May the education they receive in this university open their minds to truth, beauty, and wisdom. We pray for the faculty, alumni, administration, the workers, the Board of Trustees, for all who contribute in any way to Rowan, that in their diversity they may build up this institution of higher learning unified under the vision and leadership of the about-to-be President Husman. May Rowan continue offering to South Jersey hope, and to this community of Glassboro, and to all the neighbors of the university. With confidence and joy, we commend the labors and the person of Dr. Ali Husman to your divine care and inspiration and protection. Bless him, O Holy One. You are God forever and ever. Amen.
Please be seated. Good morning. Is this not a great morning or what? Thank you. I'm Linda Rohr, Chairman of the Rowan University Board of Trustees. Honored guests, speakers, elected officials, college and university delegates, faculty, staff, students, alumni, neighbors, donors, and friends. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the inauguration of the 7th President of Rowan University, Dr. Ali Husman. Today is a very special day in the life of our university, and I'm gratified to see so many of you here to participate in the inauguration and to honor Dr. Husman. Several guests will share their thoughts about Dr. Husman, Rowan University, and higher education this morning. They are Secretary of Higher Education Rochelle Hendricks, New Jersey State Senator Steve Sweeney, Alumni Association President David Burgeon, Student Government Association President Surbi Pathak, and University Senate President Dr. William Friend. Although they will not be speaking, I would like also to extend my gratitude to our platform guests. They represent a broad range of stakeholders. Please hold your applause until I finish introducing everyone. Rowan University Board of Trustees, Dr. Chad Bruner, Secretary, Ms. Isabella Marcelo Abel, Mr. Keith Campbell, Mr. James Kehoe, Mr. Martin McKernan Jr., Mr. Robert Posnack, Ms. Helene Reed, Mr. Larry Salva, Ms. Virginia Rowan Smith, Ms. Jessica Healy, Student Trustee, Mr. Julio Interiano, Student Trustee, Dr. Joanne Connor, Board of Trustees Liaison. Distinguished guests, Mr. Henry Rowan, Benefactor, Dr. Mark Chamberlain, Dr. Mark Chamberlain, President Emeritus, and wife Dr. Barbara Chamberlain, Mrs. Farah Husman. Mr. Paul Tully, Chair of the Rowan Foundation Board, Ms. Lisa Marina, Chair of the South Jersey Technology Park Board, the Most Reverend Dennis Joseph Sullivan, Bishop of the Diocese of Camden, Rabbi Michael Fezler from Congregation Beth Nai Tikvah, Beth Israel, and Dr. Donald Fornelli, Grand Marshal. Thank you all for coming and participating in this wonderful day. It is now my pleasure to introduce New Jersey Secretary of Higher Education, Rochelle Hendricks. Madam Secretary.
It is my very great pleasure to be here today to witness and celebrate the inauguration of Dr. Ali Houshman as the 7th president of Rowan University. Dr. Houshman takes office during a unique historical moment, during a time of dramatic change, growth, and improvement for Rowan University. On behalf of Governor Christie, New Jersey's higher education institutions, and myself as Secretary of Higher Ed, I bring congratulations and high expectations as Rowan University will lead New Jersey as one of our the newest research institution. I remind us all that is a daunting, complex, and wonderfully exciting time to be in higher education, because more than ever, higher education is critical to the future of our state and nation. And fortunately for those of us in New Jersey, Governor Christie, with support from some of our friends in the legislature, have made higher education a priority for this administration. As a result of strong bipartisan cooperation and compromise, this morning we can enjoy the historic landmark impact of Governor Christie having signed into law the New Jersey Medical and Health Sciences Education Restructuring Act, achieving a long-awaited overhaul to strengthen the state's higher education system. And let me pause to thank you, Senate President Sweeney, for your service to all of our citizens and your role in helping to advance this sweeping reform. This legislation is illustrative of the administration's commitment to improving New Jersey higher education, including the $1.3 billion for capital improvements, the first in decades. The governor also has signed multiple pieces of legislation to support public-private partnerships, and this year's budget increases resources for student assistance and our colleges and universities by $120 million. During my 2 years as secretary, thanks again to the cooperation and leadership of our Senate President and Speaker Oliver, the Christie administration has been to dramatically improve the future prospects for our higher education institutions. But there is more to do. In a knowledge economy, education is the new currency by which nations maintain economic competitiveness and prosperity. I propose that we have an unprecedented opportunity to become exponentially better. We have a moral, social, and economic imperative to do so. Together, we have a unique opportunity to transform our education system in ways that will resonate for decades to come. As we seek new partnerships at the state level with industry, as we strengthen the ties between higher education and the economy of our state, from day one, Ali Houshman has been an exceptional partner. Dr. Houshman, an innovative, entrepreneurial, and visionary leader with deep experience, boundless energy, and enthusiasm, understands that higher education institutions today are not ivory towers, but a critical partner to the economic growth and social well-being of our state. While serving as interim president, I was consistently impressed with his dedication, humility, executive leadership skills, and creative thinking. He never functioned as an interim biding his time. Rather, he was a dynamo for transformative change, a thoughtful and forthright collaborator, and always an advocate for his students, faculty, staff, and South Jersey. I have sought to engage him and Rowan University in the state's efforts to cultivate an innovation ecosystem for our state, and he and this institution have responded consistently with enthusiasm and expertise. His grace and grit, true professional demeanor, and commitment to Rowan and the too often underserved southern region of our state were most evident during the integration process among Rutgers, UMD&J, and Rowan universities. Forever the mathematician and engineer, I knew I could count on his problem-solving orientation and use of research and data, as well as his business savvy. These skills, combined with his dignity and laser focus, were invaluable during and throughout the complex integration process. Today, as the soon-to-be official president of Rowan, his responsibilities have grown exponentially, and he leads a transformed institution that is already winning national recognition. During Dr. Huschmann's tenure as both the interim and soon-to-be newly appointed president in a very official way, Rowan University has emerged as one of only 2 universities in the nation to offer both MD and DO degree granting programs while also home to nationally ranked engineering programs. With its multifaceted mission of education, research, service, and economic development, Rowan University is well positioned to play a lead role in meeting the emerging needs of our state and our nation. Rowan is currently ranked among the nation's top tier of universities in the northern region, according to U.S. News and World Report's annual guide to America's best colleges. Rowan, family and friends, I encourage you to continue to work together, committed to an ever-increasing standard of excellence, consistently aspirational, and yet always appreciating both your past and your present progress. The value and the importance of Rowan in the state's future cannot be overestimated. As we move forward in partnership to strengthen New Jersey, I know that we can all count on Dr. Huschmann, and I thank him now in advance for continuing to be fully engaged with local, state, and national reform efforts. Congratulations, Dr. Huschmann, and best wishes on becoming Rowan's 7th president. And in closing, I commend the university's trustees for their wisdom in selecting you for this important position of leadership at this time. Thank you so much.
This is truly an exciting day for Rowan University in Southern New Jersey and actually the state of New Jersey. And I want to start off thanking the governor for having the vision to doing what we did with restructuring, to ensuring all regions of the state actually can improve, because higher education is the greatest equalizer in this country and in this world. And I want to thank the commissioner for her help in this, because it was not easy. You know, you hear about Trenton trying to do something like this. They tried it twice, and it crashed and burned. But we knew we could do it for one reason. We had the right people in place. We had a guy in Dr. Huschmann, Ali, who actually has vision, as the bishop said. This job requires vision. And that's what impressed me so much about Ali. He sees things that aren't there yet. I think you can understand what I'm saying. You see things that don't exist, but could. And by creating the opportunities, you can create the economic development, which is what this was intended to do in strengthening our economy. When I met Ali, I have to tell you, I was so impressed with him personally, because when you see Glassborough's transformation, it really started when Ali came here. You see the economic development with Rowan Boulevard. Ali recognizes this university has an obligation to its community, and it's fulfilled that obligation, and has actually helped this community get back on its feet in a way that people are fighting to come to Glassboro now for one reason: Rowan University. And that starts at the top, and it starts with a leader like Ali that will listen. See, that's another very important tool of a strong leader, is to listen, even when you have your vision and your view, but you're open to listening and recognizing that maybe it could be a little bit better this way. He's got all the tools. He's an extremely intelligent and talented person. And I consider Ali a great friend, and I can't thank him enough for staying here. In fact, I was afraid we were going to lose him a few times, because you know college presidents move. But we couldn't have a stronger person at the right time, at the right place, to recreate the economy of Southern New Jersey that's going to happen here because of this university. We're going to double the size of this university. Again, Ali's vision. We're going to make higher education more affordable, working with Ali on that. So again, as the Senate President of the state of New Jersey, I travel all around the state. I am so excited to see what is possible here. Research designation, 2 medical schools, an expansion of engineering and business. This is the beginning of probably the great economic times that this region of the state is ever going to achieve. And it's going to all happen because of Rowan University, but mostly because we have a leader with great vision that is going to ensure that this region of the state is on the map. So I am thrilled to be here. I want to thank the governor and the secretary for their efforts, because I'm telling you, it wasn't easy, but we kept coming back to this guy, can we do this? Can we do this? And the answer was yes. So to everyone here today, this is a great day for this region, and we are very fortunate to have a great leader in Dr. Hushman, and thank you all for being here.
Good morning. I'm David Bergen, President of the Executive Board of Directors of the Rowan University Alumni Association. Today, I'm proud to represent Rowan's more than 74,000 graduates as we celebrate the inauguration of Dr. Ali Hushman. It's a time of change here at Rowan University. Good change, exciting change, breathtaking change. That change begins at the top with Ali Hushman. Dr. Hushman, we have a president who keenly understands where our university has been. He embraces Rowan's commitment to teaching and to undergraduate education. As Rowan grows, he is determined to uphold that core value established at that Glassboro Normal School some 9 decades ago. But Dr. Hushman also has the vision to know where Rowan University can go. With passion and commitment, he is pushing us, leading us, challenging us to where it will go. The future of our university, our alma mater, is exceedingly bright. Moving forward, even more so than now, Rowan University alumni will be our region's top scientists, engineers, physicians, business and community leaders, strategic communicators, artisans, and yes, educators. Much like their alma mater, our alumni will continue to think big. They will generously share their talents. They will work hard. They will embrace and push for change. They will serve others. They will challenge. They will lead. Dr. Hushman, as you officially ascend to Rowan's presidency today, please know that Rowan University's alumni stand behind you and beside you with extraordinary pride and excitement as you lead our alma mater into an even brighter tomorrow. Congratulations.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Surabhi Pathak, President of Student Government Association, and it is truly my honor to represent Rowan University students from all Rowan's campuses as Dr. Ali Hushman officially becomes our 7th president. As a public relations major, I'm learning to recognize a good story. So I'd like to share a story about Dr. Hushman with all of you. Earlier this month, on Labor Day weekend, Dr. Hushman officially welcomed the class of 2017, 1,700 new profs. Dressed in a brown polo shirt With gold beads around his neck and sunglasses on, Dr. Hushman took the microphone and addressed the freshman class. He spoke from his heart. "We want you to have a wonderful education," he told them. "We want you to have fun. We want you to be safe. We want you to succeed. We love you," he said. To be honest, as a student, I was shocked to hear an administrator, and especially a university president, to speak to students that way. I learned that day, the student-centered environment here at Rowan, a university I transferred to a year and a half ago, and absolutely love, begins with Dr. Hushman. Dr. Hushman pitches in and works feverishly to move new students into their residence halls each fall. Each spring, he challenges the university community to raise money to fight cancer during Relay for Life. He runs the track himself with students beside him. He has a strong commitment to provide funding for student scholarships. Clearly, Dr. Hushman has great energy and exhibits extraordinary commitment to students. He's generous with his time. He's engaged with students. His excitement about Rowan is absolutely contagious. He's truly inspiring and exciting to see him in action. Dr. Hushman, your leadership already has set a high standard for Rowan's student-centered philosophy. Today, you officially become our 7th president. But in the eyes of the student body, you already embody the values of a true leader: confidence, vision, commitment, compassion, creativity, and a genuine can-do attitude. On behalf of all Rowan students in Glassboro, in Camden, at Cooper Medical School of Rowan University, and at Rowan University School of Osteopathic Medicine, congratulations on your inauguration day. We are proud to call you our role model, our leader, and our president. Congratulations.
Morning, everybody. My name is Bill Friend. I am the president of the University Senate. I want to congratulate Dr. Hushman today. As a lot of you know, the position of a university president has a large political component to it. You have to be polite and diplomatic and always show a kind of optimistic face. I want to talk about a slightly different aspect of Ali, which I think is really instructive. Last year, when I took over as vice president of the Senate, we had small meetings with Ali, and in one situation, he gave an assessment which was incredibly blunt, but also, I think, absolutely right. And I was really struck by that candor, because it's not something that we typically expect from a university president. And at that point, I realized something about him, which I think is important. Ali Hushman is a Jersey guy. And many of you are from New Jersey, if you understand what I mean. I'm from New Jersey. I was raised in Morris County. I spent my summers down in Margate. People from New Jersey, when they call a person a Jersey guy or a Jersey woman, it goes both ways, mean it as a compliment. It means someone who speaks directly, a person who has a type of street smart, who doesn't tolerate fools well. And I think this is something that I think is really an important factor in his success, because I said a university president has a political aspect, but the great humorist and political writer Finley Peter Dunn once famously said, "Politics ain't beanbag," something that I'm sure Senator Sweeney knows something about. And what Ali has done over the last few years is really rolled up his sleeves, bared his knuckles, to mix a metaphor, and fought for this university. And one of the things I really want to emphasize that he fought for is undergraduate education. We've had incredible developments with the medical school, with graduate schools, with research, and this is really putting Rowan on the map in New Jersey, nationally and internationally. But throughout that time, he has never lost his commitment to undergraduate education. Our undergraduate education classes are small, and there is a deep commitment to quality there. Many university presidents would have done that. They would not have done that. They would have pushed it to the back burner and focused on the more visually appealing elements. I want to congratulate him for that. I want to congratulate him for taking over as president, and I'm looking forward to a long and productive term at Rowan University. Thank you.
It's Linda Rohr again. 7 is a profound number, a magical number even, in nature, in religion, in the world at large. Think about it. We have 7 days of the week, 7 wonders of the world, 7th heaven, the 7 seas, and 7 notes on a musical scale. Today, we mark a very special 7th in the life of Rowan University. We officially inaugurate Dr. Ali Husman as the 7th president of our great 90-year-old institution. As you witness Dr. Husman formally being invested as our president, you will observe a version of a ceremony that has a very long history in academia. This ceremony is filled with regala and tradition. It is not only a highlight in an individual's life, but also in the life of an institution. You are not seeing a stranger officially accepting this esteemed position. You are watching someone who has been a part of and led Rowan University in one form or another for 7 years. As our provost and senior vice president for academic affairs starting in 2006, as our interim president for a year, and as our president since 2012, Dr. Husman has shepherded Rowan University through a period of remarkable opportunity, growth, and achievement. With him in a leadership role, Rowan has made amazing strides in the last few years, some of which Dr. Husman will outline when he speaks. This is undoubtedly the most exciting period in our history since Henry and Betty Rowan donated $100 million to this school in 1992. Dr. Husman is leading us with vigor. He is inspiring us with dreams. He is determined to turn those dreams into reality. I'd like to talk about leadership for a moment. Dr. Husman is not only intelligent, but he is visionary. He is not only determined, but he is open to people, to ideas, and to input from administrators, the board, faculty, staff, community and business leaders, and perhaps most important, his students. He cares for Rowan students as if they were all his children. He cares for the faculty and staff as if they were his brothers and sisters. For just a moment, I would like to stop referring to him as Dr. Husman and extend some personal comments about Ali as well, not just from my position as the board chairman and as a donor and as a business person, but simply as Linda. Today, we inaugurate a man who is the epitome of the American dream. He came from humble beginnings in Iran with a supportive family, earned 4 degrees. Those of you who are out there, 4 degrees in the United Kingdom and the United States. He has made an impressive life in America with his wife Farah and 2 children, Layla and Kazru. Today, we inaugurate a man who is fiercely determined to offer an excellent education at an affordable cost to all students, including those who are first generation. A man who is so steadfast and yet who will get emotional over a student who faces adversities and who is determined to work past them. A man who carted student belongings to Residence Hall on move-in day and who was the first to volunteer when 1,000 people arrived on campus during Hurricane Irene. A man who embraces the challenges of taking responsibility for students, employees, education, and community. Today, we inaugurate a great leader, a great visionary, the president who will lead us into an exceptional future. And I am happy to say, a man I consider my friend, Dr. Ali Husman. It is now my pleasure to begin the formal presidential installation of Dr. Husman. Please step forward, Dr. Husman. By the power vested in me by the Rowan University Board of Trustees, I am pleased to install you as the 7th president of Rowan University, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations thereunto pertaining. I now present the symbol of your office, the University Medallion. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to present to you Dr. Ali Husman, the 7th president of Rowan University.
Thank you. Thank you. Please. Good morning. My name is Ali Husman. I think I was just appointed as the 7th president of Rowan University. Thank you, Dr. Rohr, for your most gracious introduction. I'm as honored by your words as I am by working with you for Rowan University. Thank you, Bishop Sullivan, for that lovely invocation and for your kind and inspiring words. Thank you, Secretary Hendricks, Senator Sweeney, Mr. Bergen, Ms. Pathak, and Dr. Friend. A special thank you to Governor Christie and to the South Jersey Legislative Delegation for all of your efforts to remake Rowan University and create the opportunity to help the state and South Jersey grow. And to the county and local officials for supporting us. Thank you, current and former members of our Board of Trustees and other boards for giving so much of your talent and wisdom to advance Rowan University. Thank you, Mr. Mark Chamberlain, the 4th president of Rowan University, for being here. Thank you, delegates, my dear colleagues, delegates from our sister colleges and university who are as invested in educating students as we are. Thank you, faculty, staff, students, and alumni of Rowan University. Whether you call your home or academic home Glassboro or Camden or Stratford, you are the heart of this institution. Without you, there is no Rowan University, and I thank you. Thank you, friends and family who have traveled from around the corner and from far away to attend this ceremony. I cherish you. I save my most important thank for the last, and that goes to my wife, Farah. Let me tell you something, a secret. Without you, I'm a nobody. I need you to know that. Thank you to my amazing Leila and Kasra, two amazing, brilliant, and bright kids. Thank you for them. You inspire me. I'm not so easily overwhelmed, but I will tell you that your presence contributes greatly to one of the most important days of my life. I'm grateful you shared this inauguration with me. 50 years ago, as a boy in Iran, I could not imagine this moment. Standing on a stage in academic robes, looking at an audience of hundreds of people whom I respect and admire, being officially installed as a university president. Indeed, I could not imagine being named a president of anything, let alone a university in the greatest country in the world. What I did imagine was working hard to achieve a dream. Some of you know my background, so I will not take up too much time with it. I will say that my early years were humble, and humble in Iran is much different from humble in the United States. Do you recall the Oscar-winning movie Slumdog Millionaire? That movie, though set in India, resembled my life. I was one of 10 children in a family that lived in Tehran, and for a while, my father supported us by selling buckets of water for mere pennies. That may sound like a difficult way to grow up, and in some ways it was. But I was blessed to have fiercely protective and determined parents and wonderful siblings. I'm proud to say that every one of my siblings received an education and is successful. My path took me to the United Kingdom. There, I studied at the University of Essex, located 50 miles northeast of London. 3 of my brothers sent me the equivalent of $70 a month. That $70 and the money I earned washing dishes and frying Kentucky Fried Chicken at a KFC. And Linda, if you ever decide to let me go, I have plenty of talents to fry chicken. And KFC franchise helped support me while I boarded with a family. That family, educated at Oxford and Cambridge, provided me with 1 meal a day, a breakfast of egg, cereal, and toast. I almost always saved the egg and ate it for lunch. I remember those meager meals quite well. Sacrifices paid off. I earned a bachelor's degree with honors and a master's degree at Essex. I knew, however, I did not want to stay in the UK. One of my professors told me the best place to go for a doctorate was India. I asked for an alternative. His second choice was Ann Arbor, Michigan. He, however, cautioned me that the place may not be safe and that violence was rampant. When I got there, though, I realized, boy, how wrong that professor was. I consider Ann Arbor the center of the universe. I earned a second master's degree and a PhD at the University of Michigan. I learned about a lot more than engineering in my days there. I learned about the history of this country and the politics. I learned about the sports and the culture. More importantly, I learned and I learned about and embraced American attitudes, the attitudes that make this country so exceptional. I'm happy to say I see these attitudes cultivated at Rowan University. This is an inclusive country where any child with a dream and drive can grow up to become whatever he or she wants to become. This is a nation where if you play by the rules and remain a good citizen, you can achieve anything. I'm grateful I got to be that citizen. Even more so, I'm grateful that I lead a university where I see good citizenship in our students. We have an eclectic student body. Some of our students come from highly educated families. Some of our students are the first in their family to pursue a college degree. What we all have in common is this belief that education is the greatest equalizer. I shared some of my background because I value what education means, and that makes me right at home on this campus. Rowan has educated students and nurtured their dreams for 90 years. What started as the Glassboro Normal School to train teachers for South Jersey classrooms, today is a comprehensive public research institution. Major changes, as we know it, came when Henry Rowan and his late wife, Betty, donated $100 million to our school in 1992. They asked that we create a College of Engineering that revamped engineering education. Tell me, did we do that? Good. I would like to take a minute here to acknowledge Henry Rowan, whom I'm delighted is with us today. Hank, I know we have said this many times before, but I'm convinced we can never say it enough. Your generosity and that of your family not only built an engineering school, it also changed what this university is and what it means to education for all times. Your legacy will live forever. As I imagine you know, Rowan University has enjoyed immense opportunities in recent years. I'm honored to have worked with you as we made so many of these strides. I have been inspired during my 2 years leading Rowan to see what we have been able to do together. I hope you all have been as well. Let me tell you about a few recent accomplishments. Accomplishments our Rowan community knows, but our visitors may not be familiar with. 6 years ago, we opened the College of Graduate and Continuing Education from literally zero. No building, no faculty, no staff, no budget, nothing. I literally called my former associate dean at Drexel, asked him whether he wanted to be a dean. And that was 62 days after I joined this university. He said yes, and a week later, he was a dean of a college that didn't exist. We borrowed $2 million from the university, and we said we intend to build a new college that stands on its own 2 feet so that it does not use the taxpayers' money. That $2 million was supposed to be returned to the university in 5 years with 5% interest. Well, the college took off, paid the debt in 3 years, and so far has brought in more than $120 million of revenue, of which of which 50 million of it has been reinvested back in our undergraduate education so that we can hire more faculty and give more financial aid. And this college just moved into a brand new 5-story building on Rowan Boulevard that is going to pay for everything, for every brick, every staff, every benefit, every instructional cost, every maintenance. I really believe that's the future of education in this country. We partnered with Glassboro and private developers on a $300 million Rowan Boulevard project. This fall, College of Graduate and Continuing Education personnel moved into the Enterprise Center, the Marriott Hotel opened, and a new generation of students settled into Whitney and Rowan Boulevard apartments. We increased our endowment. As of June 30, our foundation market value is $159 million, up $14 million in a year. During fiscal year 13, we raised nearly $6.5 million, which is a 95% increase over the previous 4 years' average. Let me now take this opportunity to thank one exceptional individual who was at the forefront of starting advancement, Dr. Phil Tominius. I can see him sitting in there. He was the man who started it all. Phil, you did a great job. I'm very impressed. Thank you. We increased our scholarship to $13.2 million. With Cooper University Healthcare, we opened Cooper Medical School of Rowan University, and this past fall, we had the second class of 62 students. Just 2 months ago, we became the 3rd public research institution in New Jersey. We welcomed the Rowan University School of Osteopathic Medicine and the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences. In this case, we are ecstatic to be known as number 2, only the 2nd university in the country with both MD and DO degree programs. We are all very proud of Rowan's evolution. If we choose to remain as we are, we still would offer an excellent education. We still would be a major contributor to our communities and our region. But given the climate of higher education, business, healthcare, and the economy, that would be irresponsible, and that is not our way. In their essay, an avalanche is coming from a think tank Institute for Public Policy Research in UK. Michael Barber, Caitlin Donnelly, and Saeed Rizvi wrote, "Our belief is that deep, radical, and urgent transformation is required in higher education as much as it is in school systems. Our fear is that, perhaps, as a result of complacency, caution, or anxiety, or a combination of all three, the pace of change is too slow and the nature of change too incremental." They further said, "We agree with British film producer and educator David Putman, who argued that it's tragic because, by my reading, should we fail to radically change our approach to education, the same cohort we are attempting to protect could find that their entire future is scuttled by our timidity." Putman spoke those words at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in 2012, and I agree. American education needs help. Rowan cannot simply maintain the status quo. We must improve education. Consider, for example, our region, southern New Jersey. New Jersey has 13 counties in the north. We refer to it as North Jersey. 8 counties in the south we refer to as South Jersey. The disparity in terms of educational attainment is incredible. There is fully more than 13% of the adults in North Jersey who earned baccalaureate or higher degrees than the people in South. Whereas the population of southern New Jersey is 2.5 million, which makes up about 30% of the state population, The total number of undergraduate seats that are currently available in here, and I'm being very generous, is 25,000 seats. That gives you a ratio of 100 to 1. For the United States, with a population of 317 million, with just over 10.5 million undergraduate seats available in this nation, that ratio is about 31 to 32. We have a huge gap. We have a shortage of 54,000 undergraduate seats in this region. This disparity impacts many things. It impacts per capita income. Studies shown over again that a person with a baccalaureate degree as opposed to high school or lower in their lifetime earn $1 million more. It impacts property values. It impacts regional employment, public safety, and quality of life. There is a trickle-down progression here. What happens in our schools affects individuals, families, communities, healthcare, business, the economy, and the nation. It impacts whether the United States is the technology leader and the economic powerhouse in this world, or whether China or India or Japan is. As I look out into this audience, I see many people who are committed to improving education. Several of you were part of a group that met about a year ago to wrestle with solutions to higher education challenges. For those of you who were not there, I will elaborate. As we strive to improve education, Rowan University will make all decisions with 4 important areas in mind, what we call our 4 pillars. These are access to education, quality of education, affordability of education, and as an institution of our size, we have the obligation and the responsibility to be a major economic engine to lift our community. So let's talk about access. Over the next 10 years, we plan to double our enrollment through, and that means 25,000 at least, I hope, through at least doubling our undergraduate science, engineering, business, and medicine. Thanks to Senator Sweeney, our legislatures, and Governor Christie, we were so fortunate to receive the second highest bond money that is going to enable us to expand our business college, our engineering college, and fix several other infrastructures both in here and in Camden. We plan to significantly grow online and non-traditional offerings at all levels. We plan to significantly grow our graduate programs in life sciences and significantly enhance collaboration with the regional higher education institutions, especially with our regional community colleges. Several of the presidents are sitting here. Thank you. And I'm pleased to report that we started the new academic year by welcoming almost 14,000 students, the largest number of students ever, and over 3,500 students more than the academic year 2008-2009. So you can see the rate of growth. As to quality, I believe strongly that rigorous and high-quality educational environment lead to creation of advanced knowledge and its impartment to future generations. This in turn lead to creation of new economy and ultimate prosperity for our region, state, and country. Therefore, over the next 10 years, we plan to build a robust and high-quality research-based graduate program at both master's and PhD level in biomedical sciences and engineering. We plan to grow our research expenditure from the current $24 million to $100 million. We plan to expand our technology park to become a hub of innovation, commercialization, and marketable products, and new business development. We started our new academic year by welcoming 63 new tenure-track faculty members, the largest number ever, and three times as many as the average of the past 10 years. We welcome the best quality freshman class. Our incoming full-time, first-time, regular admit average SAT for reading and verbal is 1,215, fully 25 points better than last year. For engineering, that number is in excess of 1,300. This is an Ivy League number. The Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, as well as, of course, the Rowan School of Osteopathic Medicine, along with over 800 students at master's and PhD and DO level, including a new class of 162, joined us. The second class of 62 MD students at our Cooper Medical School of Rowan University in Camden joined us. And we secured or recruited these students from a total of over 17,000 applicants. This was the largest applicant pool by significant number over the previous years. As for cost and affordability, I'd like to talk to you about some recent statements that are coming from thought leaders in the country. Robert Gates, our former Secretary of Defense, and David Boren wrote recently in the Wall Street Journal that education in the United States is in trouble. They contend, and I quote, that higher education is the single most important driver of prosperity at home and American influence abroad. They also outline the many ways in which we fail higher education, how our schools receive less and less state funding. They contend that we are returning public higher education to the purview of the well-to-do and those willing to assume immense debt. In 2010-2011, the average annual cost to attend a four-year public institution was about $16,000. For private four-year colleges, that average was about $32,600. According to the Business Insider, the most expensive school in the nation in 2001 was just over $62,000. These are significant sums of money for any family, irrespective of their income. According to the Institute for College Access and Success Projects on student debt, students who borrowed for the college and earned baccalaureate degree in 2011 graduated with an average of $26,600 in a student loan debt. And the total amount of student debt in the US currently exceeds $1.2 trillion. It's a staggering number. If you ever attempt to count from 1 to trillion, and you have enough time and you want to do it 60 per second, it will take you 32,000 years. Just consider that. New Jersey public higher education system is amongst the most expensive in the country. The average indebtedness of New Jersey graduates is around $30,000. So to reduce costs, how do we deal with these challenges? We must manage our institutions much more efficiently and frugally. We need to employ business principles in every aspect of our education that is not part of our core mission. We simply have to ask a lot of questions as to why. Why do we have to invest this money? Why do you have to buy that car or this paper or whatever? We need to be very, very efficient and frugal. We must build our infrastructure through public-private partnership. The days where the institutions will go and borrow and borrow and borrow and pay huge debt service are over. Because for all intents and purposes, institutions, public or private, are highly tuition-driven. And we simply cannot drive our students or future students out of the market, out of the reach of higher education. Public-private partnership will enable us to bring developer investors to partner with us to build an institution, to assume the obligations, and at the same time help us make our institution more efficient financially, thereby we can pass those savings to our students. We must significantly grow our philanthropic activities. Started with Dr. Tumenia, and RJ Talarida is doing a brilliant job, and our goal is, in 10 years, to reach $500 million. I know it's tough, but don't be surprised if we get there. We must reduce time to degree. This is a tragedy. In today's United States, for a 4-year undergraduate degree, the percent of students who get graduated in 6 years, not 4, 6 years, currently stands at 57%. This is supposed to be a 4-year degree. Why should it take 6 years? Why should only 57% of them get their degrees? It's a tragedy, because every time a kid doesn't finish his or her degree, chances are that person is going to earn less, purchase less, live in a more safe society, pay taxes, and all of us will pay directly or indirectly as a consequence of that. We must make Rowan degrees, especially at the undergraduate level, much more practically based. So expect a lot of internship, co-op, and other creative ideas very soon. I'm pleased to report that this academic year, we did not raise tuition and fees. Despite all the investments that we did, no tuition and fee increase. And we have further committed that for as long as I'm the president of this university, the tuition and fees of this university will not rise beyond the rate of inflation, if that. Rowan University, as a large employer, has the responsibility, and indeed it's a smart business, to help enhance the economic well-being of the surrounding region. We are very committed in partnering with the regional government, business, and civic leaders to help grow the economic well-being of Glassboro, Camden, and Stratford. Each town or city in the United States that is home to a research university enjoys a strong economy. That's the fact. Take a look. Go to places like Ann Arbor, Michigan, or Wisconsin, or Maryland. Go to these towns where these institutions are located. You will see the economic well-being of those. That's what we want for here. In partnership with the Borough of Glassboro, several investors and developers, we are building the Rowan Boulevard, a $300 million partnership. It's an incredible project, and for those of you who haven't had the opportunity to see, I encourage you to go and look. You will be impressed. As stipulated in the New Jersey higher education restructuring legislation, we are excited about our potential collaboration with Rutgers Camden, Cornell Institute, and Cooper University Hospital to grow eds and meds in Camden by building the College of Health Sciences. Our technology park, located on our 600 acres of West Campus, is expected to expand significantly through partnership with a number of major industries who have expressed interest in relocating or expanding their operations there. Expect major announcements not too distant in the future. We have every intention to enhance our collaboration with the Borough of Stratford to grow a School of Osteopathic Medicine in ways that would be mutually beneficial to all. Our goal is to make Rowan SOM the largest and the most prestigious School of Osteopathic Medicine in the nation. Finally, I'll go back to what I said at the beginning. I compared my childhood life with a depiction in Slumdog Millionaire. Whereas in that movie, the lead actor was competing for a jackpot worth 1 million Indian rupees. My becoming a citizen of this great country was like winning a priceless jackpot. And I can assure you, all the immigrants and naturalized citizens, many of them who are here and are my friends, they feel exactly the same way about this great country. We love this place. America is a land of immigrants. It is rich, it is strong, and it's beautiful. But more importantly, America is an ideal, like no other land on the face of the earth, precisely due to its diversity. In 1983, the late President Reagan provided amnesty to over 3 million undocumented immigrants. 30 years later, there is a national debate about 11 more undocumented immigrants. Why do so many people from so many countries want to settle in the United States? In one word, really, is opportunities. And it's not necessarily financial opportunity. It's opportunity to be free, opportunity to think for yourself, opportunity to dress whatever you want, go wherever you want, pray whatever religion you like, or don't pray at all. This is what is so amazingly unique about this nation. Why do so many people from so many countries come to this country? Again, for opportunities. Imagine, however, if all the jobs that are currently being performed by undocumented immigrants were performed by millions of college students on a part-time basis while pursuing their degrees. And I know I'm being realistic, but let us imagine together. Imagine if every high school graduate in this country could have the opportunity and the ability to seek higher education, at least at the baccalaureate level, which in today's knowledge-based economy is equivalent to a high school diploma of 20 or 30 years ago. Imagine if all the service-oriented outsourced jobs were brought back to America. Imagine if we call Camden the insourcing capital of the United States. And imagine if all various industries collaborate very closely with the higher education institutions to develop and to deliver experiential education, learning by doing, that are affordable, high quality, and meet the needs of today's world. If we imagine all above, we could potentially overcome our immigration issues, youth unemployment, student debt, and indeed our overall economic problem, $17 trillion. Remember that, and it's growing every day. Failure to imagine, however, could have a devastating impact to our way of life and to our ideal. Norm Augustine, the retired chairman and CEO of Lockheed Martin, wrote for Forbes in 2011 that in 2009, I'm quoting, in 2009, for the first time, more than half of US patents were awarded to non-US companies. Between 1996 and 1997, 157 new drugs were approved in the US. 10 years later, that number had dropped to 74. China replaced the US as the world's #1 high technology exporter. He said, innovation is the key to survival in an increasingly global economy. Today, we are living off the investments we made over the past 25 years. We have been eating our own seed corns. And we are seeing an accelerating erosion of our ability to compete. Charles Darwin observed that it is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but rather the one most adaptable to change. In conclusion, in 90 years, we have successfully transformed from a normal school to a comprehensive state research university. In 90 years, we have gone from educating hundreds of teachers to thousands of teachers and musicians and accountants and biologists and communicators and engineers and others. Many of the major industries have come in, many of the major strides have come in just the last 20 years. And the last year alone has seen changes that will impact our school and our state for generations. Only an extraordinary institution can reach our level in 90 years. Only a dynamic institution can lead. I know we can accomplish our goals. I've seen in my time at Rowan, as provost and as president, how determined and effective this university is. I work with remarkable people. They care about this university and the students we serve. They care about their own disciplines and about higher education. They serve our students and our communities. We owe a huge debt to donors like Henry Rowan and Linda Rower and Keith Campbell and so many others who contribute not just funds, but also time. We owe a huge debt to leaders like Senator Stephen Sweeney, who advocates for our university, for the state of New Jersey, and especially for Southern New Jersey. They all have helped us evolve and grow. Thanks to them, we are poised for extraordinary progress. I conclude this morning by saying how very proud and grateful I am to be the president of Rowan University. But perhaps more than anything, I'm honored to have a part in the education of some remarkable students. In their faces, I see my own son and daughter, and in their faces, I see their collective future, and I love them all. Thank you very much.
Thank you all for joining us today for the inauguration of Dr. Ali Husman as the 7th president of Rowan University. Dr. Husman has so capably led our school through a remarkable journey during the last few years. We have grown much and enjoyed many opportunities. The future looks exceptionally bright, and we look forward to seeing how this school will continue to meet the needs of the students, the faculty, staff, businesses, and the community. We are confident going into the future with Ali at the helm. We will close the ceremony with a benediction by Rabbi Michael Fessler of Congregation Beth Nai Vikva Beth Israel, followed by the processional. Please wait for the platform guests to leave the stage and the faculty to process out before exiting. Dr. and Mrs. Husman will be in the lobby to greet you afterwards. Please rise for the benediction and recessional.
Holy One of Blessing, known by many names and sought through many paths, we're grateful for the opportunity to gather today at this time of opportunity and promise for this great university. We give thanks for the many thousands of people, faculty, students, staff, administration, supporters, members of the South Jersey community and beyond, alumni, and many others, who each in their own unique way have contributed to make Rowan what it is today. We seek your blessings for its new president, President Husman, for the imagination and insight to meet the challenges to come with creativity, for discerning ears open to wisdom from many quarters, for keen eyes awake to unexpected opportunities, and for this patience of spirit and courage that will sustain him on his path, pursuing a vision of education that opens doors, that transforms lives, and that allows those who enter these gates to learn, to then go forth into the world, ready to teach, to build, to heal, and to share your gifts with the world. We thank you, Holy One, for giving us life, sustaining us, and enabling us to reach this day as we go forward together, eager to see what the future holds for Rowan University. May it prosper and flourish, and we say, Amen.